Hello, welcome back to RL Talk. Today I'm going to be reviewing week 8 of RLCS season 9. I apologise for these episodes being uploaded late, but COVID-19 got us all in lockdown, not a great position. So yeah. Anyway, now YouTube is definitely going to try and take this video down, but whatever. So let's just get right into it. In North America, our matches were Ghost versus NRG, Space Station versus E United, Cloud9 versus Pittsburgh Knights, Space Station versus G2, Rogue versus Flight, and G2 versus Susquehanna Sonics. And the results for those matches were Ghost beating NRG 3-2 in a very surprising series. I don't think anyone thought that Ghost would win, but they do. It doesn't matter in the end, as so to say. Even if they had lost that game, they still would have been in a playoff spot, but they had to make sure that they won that, so then they'd be guaranteed a playoff spot. Then, our next match, Space Station versus E United. Easy 3-0 sweep for Space Station. Pardon me, sorry, excuse me, sorry. Game 1, very easy for Space Station. Then Game 2, E United brought it back a bit. And then Game 3, Space Station had to rely on Arsenal getting a musty flick. I think it was own goal? I think it was, he hit it onto the crossbar and one of the E United players came along and own goaled it by accident to stop him getting the double touch. Like the one he did against Canberra Havoc at LAN, with 8 seconds left. So then they won. Then Cloud9 breezed past Pittsburgh Knights. They were all, it was quite close in terms of scoring wise, but it wasn't actually close in game wise. Then Space Station took their second win of the day against G2. G2 took game 1, then Space Station kind of took control of the series, and it kind of just went from there. Then Rogue took a decisive and very important for their season sweep against Flight, leaving Flight to go down automatically to the rival series, and them to actually claim 8th in the table, ahead of E United, which I don't think people really expected that. And then G2 got a perfect sweep against Susquehanna Sonics, scoring 9 goals to their 0. So very dominant performance there from G2, which leaves the confirmed standings at the end of the season. There's no more league play, only regionals this weekend, and that is actually it for the top 6 teams. That is the last time we'll see them, but we'll see E United and Rogue in the promotion playoffs in a couple of weeks. So the standings are: in first, Space Station 8-1 at a plus 16 game differential, their only loss coming to Susquehanna Sonics in week 2. Then in second, G2 6-3 at a plus 9 game differential. Third, Susquehanna Sonics 6-3 at a plus 6 game differential. And then fourth, NRG 6-3 at a plus 5 game differential. Then in fifth, we have Cloud9 5-4 at a plus 4 game differential, surprising everyone after a bad start to their season. And sixth, we have Ghost 5-4 at a plus 1 game differential. Seventh, Pittsburgh Knights 3-6 at a minus 6 game differential. Eighth, Rogue 3-6 at a minus 9 game differential. Ninth, E United 2-7 at a minus 10 game differential. And 10th, Flight at a minus 1-8 and at a minus 16 game differential. So that does it for North American League play. You'll have our predictions and regionals. Well, you have regionals this weekend with Susquehanna Sonics playing NRG first, then Cloud9 versus Ghost, then the loser of Susquehanna Sonics versus the winner of Cloud9 and Ghost, then the winner of Susquehanna Sonics versus NRG will play G2, and then the winner of the Cloud9 and G2 and Ghost game versus whatever. You know what I'm on about. You guys should know. We'll play Space Station, and then whoever wins against G2 and Space Station, whoever wins out of those matches, goes to the grand final. Very confusing to explain when the matches aren't obviously set down. You know, I can't give you an example, but you know, Gibbs will do a very better job of explaining that to you. Anyway, over to Europe, where we had our matches were Team Singularity versus AS Monaco, Mouse versus Endpoint, TSM versus Barcelona, and then we had Reciprocity versus Dignitas, Mouse versus Barcelona, and Renault Vitality versus Veloce. So, first game of the day, a sweep from Team Singularity on AS Monaco, really just taking control of the series and putting AS Monaco down. They're saying goodbye, Tigray, Ignite and Extra. We'll see you in the rival series. Whereas they secure 7th place. Now, the rest of the games, which are all 3-2 games, go like this. Mouse beating Endpoint 3-2. Very high scoring match. And, Mouse coming out the victors with their substitute Arju after Scrub Killer left. Then TSM beat Barcelona in 5. So, denying Barcelona a top 2 spot. Not that they would have got one anyway, I assume. Then Reciprocity beating Dignitas in 5 games. A very big, well, I wouldn't say a very big upset, but quite a big upset. You know, I don't think many people really expected Reciprocity to beat Dignitas. We had Arju coming in clutch against Barcelona for Mouse. Mouse taking that series 3-2 in a quite a interesting series. It was, if you haven't watched it, I definitely recommend you go watch it back. Then we probably have the scrappiest of the scrappiest series I've ever seen of my life. It's Renault Vitality versus Veloce. Renault Vitality come out victors in 5 games. So let me just read out to you the first 2 scorelines of the match. So Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1, 9-3 to Vitality over Veloce. And then Veloce in Game 2 beat Vitality 7-1. Like, what's going on there? How have you even done that? Within the first 2 games, both teams scored 10 goals. And then the next 2 games, Vitality scored 2 and Veloce scored 2. So we got to Champions Field with both teams scoring 12 goals. I mean, then obviously one of them had to score more than the other at that point, which was Vitality, who won Game 5 4-0. But how has it ended up like that, lads? I don't know how you got such a high scoring game, but thanks for entertaining us for the last series of the day. Didn't really matter to Vitality as much, but they're still getting the win. So, the table looks like this. First, Renault Vitality, 8-1 and a plus 13 game differential. Second, Dignitas, 7-2 and a plus 8 game differential. Then joint third/4th is Reciprocity and Mouse, 6-3 at a plus 6 game differential. Reciprocity coming in third though, because they beat Mouse in, I believe it was week 3 or week... I believe it was week 3. No, sorry, week 2. Week 2, sorry. So after beating Mouse, they go ahead, but it doesn't really matter because they'll play each other on the weekend anyway. Then Veloce versus, then Veloce 5th, sorry, 5 and 4 at +4 game differential. Barcelona 5 and 4 at +3 game differential in 6th. Team Singularity chilling out in 7th, 4 and 5, sorry, at -4 game differential. So nothing will happen to them really. They'll just be here for next season. So maybe they get to focus more on how to improve for next season. Then in 8th, Endpoint 2 and 7 at a -7 game differential. 9th, TSM 2 and 7 at a -11 game differential. And 10th, Monaco 0 and 9 at a -18 game differential. Not looking good for Monaco whatsoever, as they'll be automatically relegated down to the rival series for season 10. So they'll be looking to bounce back and see if they can get back into RLCS for season 11. But over to Oceania, where the matches were Team Esper versus Canberra Havoc, Cringe Society versus Renegades, Team Fury versus Mind Freak, and Ground Zero versus Overt. And the results for those matches, which were all sweeps. Like, how does that happen? How do you have... I know it's only 4 games, right? But how does every single game end up as a sweep? And practically... 3 of them? Probably. Most of them were upsets. Anyway, Team Esper sweeping Canberra Havoc, then Cringe Society sweep Renegades, Fury sweep Mind Freak, and Ground Zero sweep Overt. Just relatively easy for those teams, I guess. So the standings look like this. We have Ground Zero 4 and 1 at a +8 game differential. Second, Mind Freak 4 and 1 at a +5 game differential. Third, Cringe Society 3 and 2 at a +5 game differential. Fourth, Team Fury 3 and 2 at a +1 game differential. Fifth, Team Esper 2 and 3 at a -2 game differential. Sixth, Renegades 2 and 3 at a -3 game differential. Seventh, Overt 1 and 4 at a -5 game differential. And eighth, Canberra Havoc 1 and 4 and at a -9 game differential. So very, very scrappy from them. But anyway, now here we are for Oceania, for the not Oceania, South America, for the regionals, where I dread to say this, and I know Josh is really angry with me, but I'm gonna say it. He got, I believe, he got for regionals, he got 16 of our prediction points. How he predicted, he got 16 points, and I got 37, which means that I beat him on South America by 2 points. After being like 20 points behind, I beat him, and now it's very close coming into the regionals for Europe and North America. The standings are super close. But anyway, basically what happened, True Neutral beat Poison Bullets 4-3 in a very interesting series, very tight, but they managed to come out on top in game 7. Then Most Wanted beating True Neutral 4-3. It looked like it would be 4-2, but then True Neutral won game 6 to stop a 4-game winning streak, to stop a 3-game winning streak from Most Wanted, but Most Wanted still won game 7. Then Advidity Esports beating the Three Sins 4-3. It's a very close series, but when we got to game 7, sorry, Advidity just blew the Three Sins out of the water and took the win. And then something that no one expected, I'm pretty sure, Most Wanted beating the Three Sins 4-2, so not even going to game 5. Game 7, sorry. They did go to game 5, but they didn't go to game 7. relatively close, but Most Wanted had most of the control and wanted it most. Boom. I'm really not funny, guys, I'm sorry. Then 11's Esports, which was Novus AV, which was, I believe, Loki Esports, yes it was, beat Advidity 4-2 in quite a commanding fashion. Advidity then dropped down and swept Most Wanted. Clearly we could see who wanted it most in that series. Haha. Almost coming out of the perfect sweep, but Most Wanted took a goal in game 1, so not quite. And then we got to the grand finals where 11's Esports beat Advidity in a game 7 overtime. Obviously it had to go to an overtime in game 7, but yeah. So that leaves 11's Esports first, then Advidity second, Most Wanted third, the 3 Sins fourth, True Neutral fifth, and Poison Bullets sixth, with the Sapphire and the 3-point shooters going down to getting knocked out, sorry, just completely knocked out of the season. So yeah, that does it for this week's, whatever you call it, review. I will see you guys.
I think I need therapy when my fear gets the best of me.
Bye.
I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see. I think I need to confess. Saw you in that red dress. I can't seem to understand how you got all that finesse.